let's have a look at our live cameras. There they all are. Everything's settling down for the night. So which one shall I take you to? I'm going to take you to our courtyard because I love the courtyard, so much going on. We've got swift swallows, house martins, lots of activity. But let's have a look at our swift. There we go. That's it live. Settling down. Not very much action there right now, but there has been over the weekend. This is what happened over the weekend. We were really hoping that the swifts laid some eggs, and on Friday, as the adult gets up, we get a little peek of one white egg, and as they fly out, we get a very good look at it. So one egg laid, we were hoping another one was going to be laid, and on Sunday, 7:43 a.m, there we go, 2 eggs. Typically they lay 2 to 3 eggs, so you never know, we might get a third one. And then they fly out of the crack and we get a very good view. And they've both been coming in, they've been brooding, they've been maintaining and improving the nest. Look at this is curious. It's brought in a buzzard feather, interesting behaviour. It starts to put it around the inside of the nest. And then it does something really odd. Starts to gag, and then it starts bobbing its head and it brings up a ball of spit. You can just about see it there. And then it deposits the spit along the rim of the nest, very diligently, putting it all there. And that spit acts as glue. As it flies out of the crack, we can go back in and you can see it's stuck the feather to the side of the nest.
They've got a little gland under their tongue that produces especially sticky saliva, which they stick everything together with.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Let's have a look at what else has been going. Well, first of all, let's have a look at live, see if we can just see that feather. Can we see it at all? No, we can't see it. But look, when it flew out, we saw that amazing sort of twist of the body that they have to do to get out of the crack in the wall. And so we sent a camera team out there to have a look at that because it is incredible. Look, as it goes in, I mean, it happens so quickly you can hardly see it. And then as it comes out, has to turn itself sideways and fly out. And if we slow that down, you can see it's quite an angle that it has to go to get into the nest. And then you see some others that kind of go up to the nest, and then it's almost like a failed attempt. But we were discussing this and we were thinking, is it a failed attempt, or is it maybe the adult going in, it sees the other adult on the nest and thinks, oh, there's a bit of a squash in there, I'll go out again? Or is it an intruder going?
It could be intruders, because when they first come back in the first couple of years after they've fledged, those young birds will fly up to the entrances of other swift nests to see if they're occupied. We call them bangers because sometimes they just literally fly into them in that regard. But the key thing is there could be other swifts looking for nest sites there and going in as well. So it's hard to say, but it's a squeeze. It's a squeeze.
It's incredible how.
And there is a shortage of potential nest sites. Take a look at this. This is our starling fiddling with its nest a few days ago. It hears something and it's immediately perturbed, and it bolts out of the nest and disappears. You can see the eggs there. Let's have a look at what's happening outside with the outside camera. It's a swift which is trying to get in, and immediately the starling grabs it and pulls it out of the hole. In fact, it was so quick. Let's watch the whole thing going in slow motion. So here's the swift coming in. There, the starling has already arrived. It decides the best strategy is to get outside, latch on to the starling's tail and wings, and then use its own wings to drag it backwards out of the nest. Not a genteel animal, the starling.
I'd love to put a Johnny Morris voice on that starling, what it was thinking.
But here's a question for you. I mean, where did all of the swifts and starlings nest before there were buildings for them to nest in?
Well, that's a good question. Where did they
Well,
nest?
they nested in hollow trees and in hollows in rock faces. And, of course, they both choose the same nesting site. So there's going to be competition, with the exception of the fact that, of course, most of the starlings that are breeding here are residents. So they're going to get first choice of those sites. They're going to get in there in March and April. The swifts are migrants. They don't arrive back until May. So they're always going to be on the lookout for any potential site, even if it's occupied. And I think that's what's happening there. This is nest prospecting from the swift, and the starling's already in there, so.
It's interesting, isn't it, in that courtyard? I mean, there is a lot going on. The house martins are also in there. They're not arguing quite so much over nest sites because they build their own nests under the eaves, and you've got these fantastic cup nests. And we've got about 45 pairs, we reckon, which is pretty incredible, isn't it? This is one that we've been watching, and he's actually looks like they're watching us. They've got 4 eggs, peeks its head out, not just at us, but at the neighbours. Because you can see there's a nest there that's half built, and we've got a pair that are trying to finish it off. And this one doesn't look too happy about that. I know how it feels, actually, because my neighbours are building at the moment, and every so often, when they start digging, then I
moaning
start...
about the cement mixer,
I start giving them those
moaning
looks,
about the jackhammer.
Exactly, it's the jackhammer. But anyway, so yeah, I don't think they're going to be setting up any neighbourhood WhatsApp groups between these birds, because there is a lot of chirping going on, a lot of looking. As I say, they're not particularly
do you know what?
chuffed.
I don't remember them being this fighty when I watched them when I was a kid. You know, because obviously they nest socially. They all like nesting together. It gives them a benefit when it comes to spotting and chasing away predators. But there's still a lot of competition taking place. The answer to both the house martin problem and the swift problem is boxes, swift boxes, and those house martin cups. Put them up.
Help
them
these
up.
birds
Help
out,
the birds out.
But anyway, those nests are incredible because they're all made of mud. So this slightly wetter weather that we've had this week has been an advantage to them because it means that the mud is softer and easier to get up. Because to make those nests requires around 1,000 beakfuls of mud. So if they're doing either their building or their maintenance, then they constantly have to get this mud. And this little puddle is about 20 metres from the courtyard, so you can see a lot of them are coming down. This is like your local DIY store. They pop down, they get a beakful, they fly back, they mend the nest, or they build it, or they do their maintenance. There's lots of mud there, so you can see a lot of them are happily sharing the puddle, except these two. And they're having what's basically called, well, a mud fight. It's a house martin mud fight.
Mud wrestling.
It's mud wrestling. That's exactly
House martin mud wrestling, coming soon to Netflix.
what it is, honestly. But I say 1,000 beakfuls of mud. That's a lot, isn't it? But now I'm going to take you into the nest. We saw this earlier, but this is inside the nest. This is the first time we've had a camera in a house martin nest.
In the entire history of the universe.
I'd love to say that that's a really... Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. I mean, well, just big it up, Mick. Big it up, you know.
But then again, we go to it, and that's not the greatest bit of activity that we've seen.
But it will be later. I mean, that's an extraordinary privilege, isn't it? You know, to have a camera inside a house martin's nest.
And look, it's also got a feather.
Yes, yes.
It's decorated it. It's copied and decorated its nest.
It has indeed.